So today I'm going to teach you two tools. One is Datadog and another one is Splunk. So first we'll start with Datadog and then after that I'll tell you Splunk. So now the first thing what we have before getting into the Datadog Splunk, we need to understand the monitoring versus observability. Okay, what is this? So earlier when we were running the software and in the production, we were focusing on the monitoring, different types of monitoring. But now there is one keyword which has been coined, and that is called observability. Okay, so what is observability? So if you want to understand in this way, let's put it up in this way. If you go to the New Relic website, you see here, and if you see uh, observability, if you go to the Datadog, okay, and here you see again they are trying to focus on observability solution. You see, search for it. It's not written on this website, but they are not, they were not written actually. So Splunk, you see that here, observability. If you learn any other, let's say app dynamics, see observability, Dynatrace, and if you look at this, observability. So nowadays we all are talking about observability. Okay, so the question is, what is observability? So observability means you are trying to collect the matrices, okay, and then you are trying to collect the trace, and then you are trying to collect the logs, and this all data you are putting it together, uh, and explore. Let me, yeah. So you are exploring it, explore the data, and then after exploring the data, you have to create alerts and dashboard. So this is something which you call it a observability at a high level. So that means the idea of observability is all types of data you are supposed to have one place. Okay. So why one place? So because if you have one place, you can study a little bit better and trying, I mean, if you're trying to find the root cause for any challenges, any problems, you can solve it immediately. So that is something which you call it a observability. So metrics, trace logs, and exploding the data, and then alerts and dashboard, followed by alerts and dashboard. So this is something which is observable. Now the question is how to set up. That is a question. How to set up observability. Okay. So what you need to do, you need to set up a multiple different types of monitoring to have a data which is matrices, trace, logs. What data? So first one we call it infra monitoring. Okay. In terms of infra monitoring, we collect the data from the servers. Okay. We collect the data from the clouds. We collect the data from the, let's say, platform like a container platform like Docker and Kubernetes. Okay. And then we collect the data from the tools which is installed in VMs. So that is something we collect the data. Now this data which we collect in from monitoring, typically we collect the matrices. Okay, different types of matrices we collect. Okay, so one requirement is done. Okay, now second requirement we have to get it from the trace. How do we get a trace? So trace, for that you have to set up an API. application performance monitoring. Okay, and then you have to also set up a synthetic monitoring, and you have to set up a rum monitoring. Okay, so these are the different types of monitoring we need it. APM, synthetic, rum. Here I would like to add one more network also is coming in an infrastructure monitoring. Okay, so traces, and then finally we have to collect the logs. Okay, and logs, I think more or less we understand. We have to collect the system log, we have to collect the system logs, and then application logs, no, and network logs. So these are the things which we need to collect. Okay, so now when we want to set up observability, you have to collect this fundamental data, then explore it, and then set up alerts and dashboard, and then so on. Now, how do we collect the data? So infrastructure monitoring, these are the things you need to get it, traces and logs. And if you collect all these types of data, then you explore and set up your alerts and dashboard as per your requirement. Are you understanding, all of you? Okay, so now the question is, what is a Datadog? So Datadog is an observability platform. Yes, Datadog, you can collect all this data. Datadog, you can collect the traces also, and Datadog, you can collect the logs also. And this is something which I'm trying to help you with using Datadog. So first thing, let's say I want to collect the matrix, which is considered to be infra monitoring. How do we do that? So let me show you one of the Linux server. How can we do that? So first, you need to have a Datadog account. So let's say you go to the Datadog website, and here get started free. Okay. Now this is the form, you have to fill it up, and you select the region. I'll go for US one because that's their main region, and then put some email ID here. Email ID is like, let's say, DevOps Datadog one, and at the rate of something like this, and full name Rajesh DevOps, and password, put it up anything, and then sign up. Now let me store this password, and here it is. Okay, so now this is something which you have got the. Okay, so I think I have already logged into some other account. So uh, let me just hold, log out. Okay, so I have to probably set up one more time. Okay, this we have to confirm the email ID. Just give me a second. I'm just
This conference will now be recorded.
okay. So what we have got trial account. This you can continue using for next 14 days, and you can try all this functionality. So you can enroll for it. So now there was one question which was asked: what is the difference between ELK versus what was that? Hello, some questions were there. Okay, we'll move on then. So what we are going to do? So we are going to set up a infra monitoring. So I have one server already. You can see that this is a Linux box which I'm using, and I'm going to install the infra monitoring. That means there should be agent installed. So how it works, let me tell you, very simple way. This is the New Relic. Sorry, this is the Datadog cloud account, and here this is your server. Okay, and now this is you as a monitoring engineer. Now you have to log into Datadog website. That is how it has to be done. And this is a server. Here you have to install the agent. Okay, here you have to install agent, and then agent will query. Agent will collect all the data from your system and send to Datadog. And then this data you have it, you can explode it. Simple. So what you need to do, install the agent. Now the question is, how do we install the agent? And for that you have to go and click on the infrastructure. Here there's a many ways to do that. You see that here, see all 400 integrations. So these are supported. You can search for, let's say, Linux. Mine is Linux, right? You can search for Linux agent. Is it's here actually. I keep changing the UI a little bit. See here. So all this sort of agent you can install it here. Now one of the agent which I'm looking for is Ubuntu, and key is important, so I'm selecting the key. This is the web script. Okay, if you run it, agent will be installed. So copy and enter. That's all. So web script will install the agent in your Linux VM, and accordingly they will do the things. So installation is in progress. Okay, so now you see that agent has been installed. If you look at this, this is a command to stop it and start it. Okay, and this is also if you are monitoring the Datadog agent, you should do this one actually. Uh, Datadog, if you are monitoring, you should do that, but it's not important as long as you are not monitoring. That's all. So now these all things I have also documented. So if you see that here, go to the website and try to search for Datadog Linux. Okay, and here you see how to install Datadog agent in Ubuntu Linux. Click on it, and this all screenshot little outdated. I mean, the website is changing all the time. This is the URL, and these are all the commands you have to practice it. Okay, these are the generic commands for any tools as such, and here it is. So now we have installed the agent. Now how do we go and get and check that whether it's sending a data or not? So you should go to the dashboard, and here, sorry, not dashboard, home page. There's a go to Datadog homepage, and here you see one host should be reporting. So right now there's no SSH has come. So if you see that, I just want to check whether Datadog agent is running or not. So it is running, I know that, but still it takes some time to come in. So it is here. Okay, so now just wait for a few more seconds. If you go to infrastructure host map, and if it is already attached, you will be able to see that, but right now it has not come. It should come by now. It's taking little time. Okay, so I'm going to see that what went wrong. So it's required troubleshooting. So for that, first I'm going to check. There is one command which I like it very much, and that is status, Datadog status. So that I am going to run this. It will tell me what is the problem. So the problem, huh. So these are the information I'm looking for it, and I see there's no problem as such. There's no problem. So everything is good. CPU sending container. So everything is good. So it's just a matter of few seconds. Because it's a new account, probably it takes few minutes.
Rajesh, are you sharing Notepad or are you sharing the tool? I'm able to see only Notepad.
No, I'm sharing the Datadog website. See here. Now it has come. You have one host reporting data to Datadog. It has taken some few minutes, but that's okay because a new account, right? So now you should see. So here also I'm not able to see. So what I'll do, I'll go for little searches, and now you are getting it. Yeah. So here you are getting that infrastructure monitoring. So now I want to know what is the data which you have got it. So I want to show you on dashboard. Let me show you. Uh, Click on the host. Here it is. And this is the host which I'm monitoring is a Linux. And these are some of the stats at a high level. Click on it. Now you see here, this is the host information, the Linux box. And all the matrices coming from here. You see CPU, memories, load, and few other stuff. Now you can go to the full screen also. Okay, this is the one, and you have a complete information about that host. You see, okay, and you can play with the little bit of timeline. So you see 5 minutes. Now it's see all this information. So what we did, we installed the agent and then we gather the matrix. Now you have to explore it. So this is the inbuilt dashboard created by Datadog for exploring it. But if you want to explore it, there is one option which is called metrics. You see here, metrics explorer somewhere down. By the way, let me tell you, I feel this last week only they have changed the entire UI. So some of my old videos, if you go for it, you will find the same functionality, but UI you might little different. Okay, so this is the explorer, and now these are the matrices. Whichever matrix you want to explore it here, CPU idle. So my idle 100, almost 90% of my CPU is idle actually. So this way, 96%. So now this is the way you have to do the infra monitoring. Are you understanding this? Hello? Hello.
Yes, Rajesh.
Okay, so now let me put it in this way. So many integrations requirements may come in the project. So how do we tackle it? So I'll tell you on a simple way, and that is there is a integration. So you see integration somewhere. Uh, I'm not able to locate quickly. Here it is. Install integration here. So here you have more than 400 integrations available, and this all whichever you want to monitor it, you can go for it. For example, let's say you want to monitor Apache, which has been detected because in the Linux box Apache is there. So this is an install integration you have to do, and then how do we configure it? So these documents you have to follow religiously. Okay, so that's the one way. Let's say Docker you want to do. So here click on Docker, and here again you want to follow this you have to enable the install integration, and this instruction you have to follow. So some of the things I have already done. So for example, adding this one while installing the agent, I did this one. So I can go ahead and run few containers. Let me run it, and run hyphen -1. I'm running it. Two containers, three containers. Docker PS, you see three containers are there. Now, because I have already enabled and this is the default I know. So if I go to infrastructure and click on the containers, okay. Three containers here, you should come in few minutes. Just wait for it and you get it. Okay, so same way, if you want to enable any monitoring, you have to go for it. For example, this is the Linux one, but you want, let's say, Linux, Datadog, Apache. So search for Apache. Here you will find step-by-step instruction. Here it is. Let's say Tomcat, Datadog. So here you have this one. Let's say MySQL. Okay, and here you have this one. So likewise, you will find that instruction, though they have given also instruction which I showed you. For example, again, we'll go to, I don't know why they changed this UI. Last UI was better. Uh, Integrations here. Yeah. So let's say same thing I will find here. Let's say MySQL. So they have given under the configuration tab, you will have all this instruction which you have to follow to enable it. Okay, so this is something which we do infrastructure monitoring. Let me check my container has come or not. So go to the container maps. I'm expecting three containers should be there. Right now, I don't see it. So for that, I know that there's a one more prerequisite which I want to check whether it's there or not. So for that, I'll go for the host, and I'm seeing the process enable is there not. You see process enabling not there. So here all the matrices you are getting, containers here you will get it, right now nothing, and process monitoring. So process monitoring is not enabled, though you have official documents also for enabling this, but I will show you my documents. So the Datadog process enabling. So there's one configuration file which you have to go. Let me show you, and there you have to enable the process monitoring. etc datadog datadog.yaml. Remember that this file you have to work most of the time. Anything as such, this is the configuration file for the agent. Okay, so in this there is one entry which is called process config. So I'm trying to enable this process. Here it is. Now this one. Okay, this is the YAML file. You have to be very careful, and this one. and enable true. Make sure this. So these three lines you have to change it. Now you may think, Rajesh, might not remember all this thing. So here I have a document for it. You see this, and here all these details we have it. And in fact, complete screenshot I have shared actually in Windows, Linux both. So you can do that. Okay, so save it and restart the agent. So how do we restart? The systemctl command you can use it. So the command which is the command for restarting. So now I have enabled the process monitoring also, and process monitoring you get it, and the same time you get a containers also, because containers monitoring is depend on the process monitoring. See, process has come now. See slowly. Still all the process I don't see here. It will take few seconds more and come. Now containers also we should get in few seconds. See, one containers you have got it. I should have a three containers and so on. So did you understand this? How can we, do the stuff, all of you? Hello, all of you.
Yeah.
Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to enable the logs monitoring also. So remember that as part of observability, you have gathered the matrices, but you want to gather the logs. How do we do that? So for that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to cd etc datadog. This is the place. Okay. So remember that any monitoring you enabled, any integration, this directory is very important. This directory. Okay. If you look at it a little bit carefully, all monitorings you have in place, GitLab, you know, you see here, network, MongoDB, MySQL, Apache, you know. So all these monitorings, which is very important. So actually, anything which you need it, you have to come and enable it. For example, Docker. So Docker was already there, enabled, but here it is because of say this line. So you have to come here, MB, and now. So this is enabled now, Docker is enabled. And now if you restart the agent, it will take it effective, because anything you change in the configuration file, you have to restart the agent. So enable this. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to enable the log monitoring also. So how do we do that? So I have a logs, certain files which I want to monitor. I want to show you the file. I have this file logs here. I want to monitor these two files. This is Apache logs. So by the way, you can monitor from here also, and you can monitor from any other folder also you can create. For example, xyg.d you can create, inside that convert file you can add it and you can monitor it. So this file I'm going to monitor uh, through any existing integration. So this is the file, one file, and this is the another file which is error file. Okay. So how do we do that? So you can, as I said, you can create a directory, new directory here, and inside that you can have a conf file, and in what you have to add in conf file I'll show you. But because this is already there, I'm going to modify this file. So this file, cp dot example is not enabled. This one. And now in this file you have to go and modify. So let me go to the end of it. These all are comments, okay, for learning purpose. Based upon your requirements, you will be enabling this. And here you see this is the log section, and here very carefully you have to do that. So first you modify And don't give a tab 1 2 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 and then put this one. Now here type is file, so that means you want to monitor the file. Here also type is file, you want to monitor this file. And this you want to label your file with the source and service, so that way you can remember. So service you can make it, let's say DevOps school or something like that. And source I'll keep it as it is. Okay. Now this code is ready, and now I'm going to insert that at the end of it. So here, paste it, done, and save it. Now I'm going to restart the agent, and now also I'm going to check that Datadog status, Datadog spelling mistake or something, Datadog agent status. Sorry, here. What is this? Double hyphen. Yeah. And I'm going to check that logs is enabled or not. So somewhere I should check little bit. So see here, it says log agent is not running. So I added in the configuration file, but log agent itself is not enabled. So what do we do? So again, I have to modify this file, which is this one, pi etc datadog datadog camel, and here now I have to go for logs enter, see log collection configurations. Now this we have to modify now. So carefully comment this one log. Sorry, you don't have to do that actually. Only one line you have to modify. Something some file got corrupted, I guess. So let me correct it inside this location. And here on this is a file got created, that is a problem. And now I'm modifying this file and logs logs enabled and true. Okay, so this is something you have to do that and restart the agent now. I enable the log enabled and restart the agent always every time. You just in the configurations you have to do this and status. Now I'll check that little bit up logs is enabled or not. So if you see that here it's enabled, you see okay. So I'm collecting this log and this log, everything is okay. So now it seems to be working fine. Now because I have collected the logs, now if you go to the logs pane, here you should see in few minutes the data. Okay, so whatever the data which I have got from last 1 week, you should see here, and so on. There's one more place you should do the logs, and that is here. Okay, so I have already done so. So just wait for a few seconds. This is automatically change because logs will be there. Automatically change. See, started coming. So this all logs started coming, and you can analyze this log. Raw data here you have it, and so on. This logs is coming from this matrices and so on and processes. So did you understand that, all of you? All of you? Hello. Okay, so now we have collected the logs. Now finally we have to collect the trace. So what is a trace? So trace basically, I'll have to define it. Let's understand this. So what is happening? Trace is something is like APM, application performance management. So let's say this is your server, okay, and here you install the agent. This is the agent, and now this agent you have installed it. Now here let's say trace of Java based application. So this is Java, and then here is a Tomcat, and this is your applications. Now any traffic which is coming to this Tomcat to your applications, understand that any traffic which is coming to your application and response, they will get it. So we want to trace this one. That means performance, any request which is coming and any response which we are getting, the response you have to capture it. So what we are going to do, and this is the Datadog here. Okay. So now what we are going to do, this agent, apart from that, this agent, we need to install one agent in here also, Tomcat. Okay, and this agent we call it APM agent. This agent is nothing but a kind of, let's say, programs. It's a code. Okay, just this agent, the one which I am talking about, APM agent, this need to be a part of your application itself. So what will happen whenever someone access your application, this agent will instrument the code and gather all the metrics and send back all this to the host agent, and host agent will send that to Datadog, and from there you can look at it this one. Okay, are you understanding, all of you, the flow?
Yes.
So what do you have to do? So you have to install agent, which I did it. Then you have to install Java. I think I have done it in this box. Now let me check this. Java version there in my host. Then I need a Tomcat for this demo. So let me check if I have a Tomcat. And Tomcat is not there. So let me get the Tomcat. Okay. So I'm just downloading the Tomcat. Download. And by the way, all these tutorials you have at my portal also. I'll show you. But right now, just see the demo. So here, this is the Tomcat. Unzip here. And now this is the go to the bin folder and chmod -r 755 dot done. Permission given. So this is the Tomcat, you got it. And now let me start the Tomcat. So how do we start it? This one, and start it. So now this IP address which I can get it, and 8080, it's running on 8080, right? And see Tomcat. Now, so here if you see that I got this one, I got this one, I got the Tomcat also. Now I need some Java based applications to create a traffic. So there's some examples already there, but it is saying access denied. There's some security applied for it. So what I'll do, I will go inside the application and change this. So this is right, the directory. By the way, if you are monitoring all this thing, you are supposed to have a good knowledge on this applications also. So that way it will help you. Now there is a file which is called contact, which is provided. I'm finding this file and looking at this file, and there's one line which is written. I know that this is prohibiting actually. I'll delete this, which is allowed from the local host only. Good security practice, but not required for us. And now here we have some applications. See, this is the one application, simple one. So now I got these applications also. Now traffic I'm generating through the browser, but I can generate through JMeter also, which I'll do that in few minutes. Now this agent has to be installed, this agent. Okay, this has to be installed. This is called APM agent. How do we do that? So though I know the steps, I can show you, but I want you to follow the this catalog. See here, add a service. Click on this. You see, they will give you a good amount of tutorials. So read it. Don't run for that solution. Read it. You get comfortable with it. And here you have a setup and configuration. So this is something you have to do that, and so on. So let me explore from here. Go to services and begin setup, because there's nothing, so I'm starting it. Now here show service without metadata, or you can import some stuff, you can do that. So click on the show here. So this again UI had change here. Go to setup and config. Create a new entry. Yeah, here it is. So now you have to name the service name. So let's say DevOps. Okay, and you want to set up a team, description, type of service is a web service, language Java, and some application names. So let's say chat, lifecycle, tier, production, web tier, or lifecycle, what exactly you have. All this thing, and you want to configure on call integration of Genie also, that is there, and this will give you some sort of here some sort of configurations. Now this is something which is little confusing even for me. They have changed the setup, but that is how it is. And let me set up one more. Very strange actually, it's completely remapped. Let me stress from one more. I was looking for this one. Okay, so just don't try this service catalog, This is just they added too many spam actually unnecessarily. So click on this one, add a service. This is better one. Okay, so this is the older one which we used to use it, and they have added all this thing without sense. So host, are you running application in host or containers or serverless? So I'm running the host. What kind of application? So did you install the agent? Yes. Did you install the choose your language? So mine is Java. And here, this is the one which I was talking about, APM agent. Okay. So this APM agent is something which we need. Here in this example, if you see, I was talking about this APM. So how do we add it, this APM agent? So you can download it somewhere, location, let's say mkdir neurally and OPT. Okay, and then download this. And this file, you got it. chmod 755 done. So you have this agent. Now you know what, this code is basically if you are running the one simple application, Java application, this is okay, but this is not good for you. So what I need some sort of sample code which I'll tell you how to embed in the Tomcat. So this is a sample code, you got it, and this you can embed in the Tomcat. No, I mean not this one. I'll show you that what can be done. So you need all this one, this one, except this one. So this your application is not running the Tomcat, right? So what do we do in this case? So let me show you. Go to the Datadog APM and Tomcat. So here this is your tutorial for it. Here you have a same thing, step by step you have it. So now what I need to do is I need to add this one in a Tomcat file. So is this the right path for your agent? No, it's inside the Neuralink. See, and then profiling enabled, injection. This is the service name, environment plot, version of application. This one. Now where you have to go? If you know Tomcat, you can do inside the Apache Tomcat bin and set up one file. So vi setup.sh. Okay. And now this you can do in the setup.sh also and catalan.sh, whichever you feel good. Okay. And now I'm going to shut it down, the Tomcat, and start it. Now I'll check that whether Tomcat is running or not. Grep Tomcat is running, and I'll check that Neuralink is also set up and is set up. Oh no, Neuralink is not detected actually. The jar file, this one, okay, not Neuralink, sorry, the agent is not detected. So the file which I created, setup.sh, is not read. Permission issues actually, I know that. See that? And now shut down one more time and start up one more time. Done. And now let me search for it. Still it's not got it. So I need to check setup.sh. The file name I can embed in the catalan.sh also, but I'm thinking what was the setup env. Hold on, I think file name is wrong, I guess. What is the default file name for adding class path in Java sorry, in Tomcat. Set up env or something like that. I'm not able to recall it, the name of the file. And the file name is ah, okay, the file name was setup.sh, setup.env.sh, sorry, my bad. So mb to setup.env. Done. Now I have to restart that one more time. So shut down Tomcat and start up. And now I see that done. Now it's detected. So now all the setup which we discuss here done. Now I need to have a great traffic on the this applications. So manually also you can create F5, it will create it, but I think JMeter, the one which I taught you, it's good to use it. So let's go for JMeter C drive, tools, bin, and command line, because I cannot click on too many times, right? So, but JMeter can do that. And in APM, you need too many requests, too many traffic you need. And this applications, I'm going to create thread. How many users you want? Let's say 30 users, that's sufficient. Infinite. And what is your listener? Sampler, HTTP. Now IP address is this one. Port number is this one. URL pattern is this one. HTTP and so on. I'll go have one listener also. One more in fact. Done. And save these projects. Done. And now I'm going to hit the run. So now this will generate traffic. You see traffic is being generated, and now you see the trace at Datadog. So go to trace APM, and with the trace you see trace explorer. Little bit they have changed this everything, but here you will get it automatically. This will get enabled. Just wait for a few seconds. So right now it's coming here because right now Datadog is not have anything as such, but just wait for a few seconds. See, just automatically just cancel this, and you see these are the trace. Now this look at the response time durations. So this we have collected the trace, and now we study that which trace is having problem, and so on in last 15 minutes. So did you understand that, all of you? All of you?
Yes.
Okay, so now collections part is over. Okay, so here what I said, if you want to set up observability, you need to collect metrics, trace, and logs. Now you have to explore it. So exploring it, one of the log explorer here I showed you already. Here you can search for it, error, logs with error. Okay, nothing. Let's search for something else also. Let's say I'm searching for, let's say, server hyphen status. You should search for error. These are the searches. So here these are some of the search techniques, like a google.com for you. Search techniques you have to learn. Some of the search techniques. For example, I'll put it in Google, it will be good for you. Why? Because both are linked actually. So let's say if I'm searching for DevOps, just type DevOps. If you're searching for tool string, DevOps Rajesh, or let's say Rajesh DevOps, then if you search for it, it will become automatically Rajesh and DevOps. So if you want to search for these two, put it in double quote. And here you see wherever you have Rajesh DevOps is coming. Now when you say no, I want to search for Rajesh or DevOps, so then here you get that results either DevOps or Rajesh, DevOps or Rajesh, something like this. Or here you put the and, that means any document which has a and, both it will come. Now, so these are the some of the search technique. The same will apply here also. Okay. So Datadog, here you can search for it. You can search by the attributes also. So for example, here filter by, see automatically it got. Here you are filtering by all this stuff. Sorry, I click on the wrong. Okay, so this is exploring the data and try to find out. Now, how do we explore the logs? Matrices I showed you here. Here the CPU user or CPU idle I wanted. See here. And from last 30 minutes and so on. And now how do we trace, how do we explore the traces? So APM trace explorer, everything you have explored here. And now you can explore by the service. These are all the filter also, you have grid filter and so on. Okay, so remember metrics explorer, trace explorer, log explorer. This you have to explore it. After collecting, you have to explore it. And after that, you have to create a dash, alerts and dashboard. So let me show you that how do we create alerts. So here in alerts, where's alerts? Here, monitor. In Datadog, alerting, we call it a monitors. Okay, remember that. So here you have all the monitoring in place, but I want to have new monitoring, new alert. Click on it. And here, these are the different types of alerts you can create it. So I want to create alerts based on the metric, and the metric like system idle, if it is a more than 30%, it should trigger alert. So go to this metric, click on it, and here you see metric, the infrastructure is coming from last 4 hours, last 1 hour. Here, see here, what do you want? So the metrics you have to select. I'll go for CPU load. So system, you have to remember that this matrix name by exploding, that is your gradual learnings actually. And you can filter by the host machine, but right now from everywhere. Okay, everywhere I'm going for it. And now here you are setting up the threshold. So if the here if you see my system utilization, I mean system is idle 95% most of the time. So if I see if I should get alert if my system is underutilized more than 50%, warning 30%. And here you can set up a email, whatever the body, CPU utilization less in server dot or host dot name. So these are the templates actually you can. Okay. So like this you can put it up, and this is the email body and create it. That's all. So now you created one particular alerts. Okay, so go and check this here. This is alert in fact triggered because it suddenly become a red, you see. So you click on the triggered monitor. So this is the one here. Now you have to check that why this monitoring has triggered. So now if you see that here, CPU utilization less than, it has triggered, and this is the complete database we have, and case management and so on, and you have to work on it. Are you understanding all of this? All of you?
Yes, Rajesh.
Okay, so now these are the things. Now you can create a lot of monitoring. Okay, I'll delete this because it will keep sending an email to you, which will irritate, because this is with intention, right? Done. So I deleted alerts. You can resolve it also, by the way, but that's okay. So now the last part of this is creating a dashboard. How do we create a dashboard? And now if you see that these dashboards are already there, that means, see, based on the integration which you did it for your infrastructure, Datadog is very powerful. You know, Datadog will create a lots of dashboard free of cost for you. For example, you see that here you have a, let's say, system metrics. You did not create it, but they have it created for you. So these are the matrices. You should look at this and how it is going and all kind of things. Dashboard. Okay, you should visualize that. But now question is, how can we create our own dashboard? So I'll tell you one of the quick techniques. Click click here and create a dashboard empty one. Above school, new dashboard. Okay, and this dashboard we have to fill the widgets. So how do we fill it? So let me tell you multiple ways to fill the widgets. So go for some other dashboard, for example, let's say system metrics, and you want this one. So click on this one and you say copy. Okay, and go to that another dashboard, DevOps school, and paste it. Simple. Okay, let me steal it from the different places also. So let's say a host map. I have only one host. I clicked on it. And you want something like matrices and host. Do you want something like this? Let's say you want this one. So copy and go back, paste it. Control V. Simple. Okay. Now what else? You want, let's say, something on the services, right? Let me take you to the services. Here there's a one service, and what you want. So view service page, and you want, let's say, so let's say you want this one. So copy, export to DevOps School dashboard. Simple. Okay, you want something from the Explorer and Matrix Explorer. Sorry, Matrix Explorer, not Logs Explorer. Here, you want CPU user, all this thing you can customize it, and here export to DevOps School dashboard. Simple. Now you want something from the logs. This is the logs you want, and here some more, export to dashboard. Dashboard. Simple. So now you got this dashboard created and done. Are you understanding, all of you? Hello.
Yes, Rajesh.
So what you have to do? Phase one, collect the metrics. Phase two, collect the traces. Phase two, collect the logs. Then explore it, learn as much you can. All the tools I have already taught you, Docker, Kubernetes, many other tools. And then create alerts, whichever you want, and then create a dashboard. And this is the work which you will do in observability and monitor. Now you may need lots of step-by-step guide. Sometimes you think you don't know this, you don't know that. So here, every steps I have written, just search for Datadog, and here you see a lot of tutorials for Datadog. You have it similar for other tools also, and also you will not find any problems doing finding out the step by step. Okay, so any questions so far?
Have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.